I'm going to preface this video. We're going to start by saying this is a gigantic pain in the butt. It really is. I didn't think it would be anywhere near this involved, so I originally started the video working from complete car and tearing it down, but it got so involved and so tricky, and I'm learning how to do this, that I figured we're going to work our way backwards with the structure of this video, meaning that I'm going to show you how to reassemble it, and by showing you how to reassemble it, you'll know how to take it apart. So step one, we're going to come over here to our two regulators, new one, old one, and we need to transfer everything over, right? And that's going to start with the door speaker, which in true Hyundai Equus fashion is riveted on. So I guess we need to start there. So here's where we're at. I had to cut the old rivets off with a grinder. That's how I decided to do it, because none of this, I need some stuff off of it, but for the most part, this big metal piece isn't salvageable. So now that I cut the door speaker off, she needs to go in this, but I think she goes a certain way. I think it goes like that. Oh, there's a locating tab on the speaker, so it only really goes in one way, and then I'm going to bolt it in, but I'm going to put Loctite on the bolts because I don't want it to rattle. If this door speaker rattles, I'm going to be a very sad man. Everything that can be removed from the old door card has been removed and transferred to our new one. I got some nuts holding the new door speaker in and some red Loctite. You could also use nylon lock washers. I think would be a good idea for that. Just, I feel like there's a reason they riveted that on. So let's go ahead and get this door panel put back in. First things first, I think we're going to put the inside door handle in, and then we'll work the harness back into place. So we're going to get this. We also have this little component. You'll see how that looks in a second. So here we go. So I went ahead and got the inside door handle. Things kind of halfway ran in here. I went ahead and put the harness back in here. You can see the harness comes through here. I leave the harness plugged up in there. I don't even try to remove that. So I just unplug it from the door. We're going to work our way. We're going to get there eventually, but run it through here. I'm going to reconnect it to this point. It comes down. This is for the motor. This is for, I think it's for the door panel. Could be wrong. Anyway, it'll make sense in time. This is for the door speaker. This is for the door panel again. So we got all that run and buttoned up. Same thing with inside of the door. I have the harness ran back through the door. It's just kind of dangling right here for now. And I have it tied off to here. And I have this little part, clip connector, plugged in. I got all the clip tie downs and stuff plugged in the back of the door. Well, I gotta put this one back in, but we'll do that once I'm ready to stab this back in. And I think we're gonna go ahead and give it a whirl to try to put this back in place. This snaps in up here somewhere, so it's a little bit of a bugger, but we'll fight with it. So here's the next struggle, is this top part and this bottom part have to slot into that hole is where the bottom one goes, and that hole is where the top one goes, and it's not easy to get in there, like at all. So I'm gonna keep fighting with it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Do you see where the sun is? It was extremely hard to get this back into place. So it has to snap in back there. I tried unbolting the striker. I tried taking the inside door handle out. It's just, you gotta fight with it. I don't even know if it's together correctly right now at all, honestly, but the bolt hole is lined up and doesn't really rattle. I mean, that was rattling, but that's gonna get plugged in. So as I'm just inclined to say fuck it. So we're gonna move on from here. I'm gonna bolt all the bolts back in, and then I'm going to take all that tape off the window, and we're gonna screw the window back in, and we're just gonna see what happens. If you can see that, if you wanna take that screw out, you wanna drop the window down, and you wanna finagle the window until you can see the threads, like that. And then we're gonna take our window screw, which is somewhere around here. Looks like this. I got a new one. You're gonna take the window screw and you're gonna drop it in there. Don't drop it in the door, or you're gonna have to take everything back down to fish it out. So we're gonna give that a whirl. Got it in. Thank God I had a spare because I dropped one in the door. but I'm not going to get it. So you can tell if you have this in properly. You should be able to pick up on the window and it move, and you'll see it move the hole in the right here. See how it kind of does this if I push it down? Yeah, so, but it should do that the other way. I already tested it. Make sure I had it in, bolted in correctly. So now we're gonna put the motor back up. Motor goes right there, 3 bolts. They look like this. Motor. Okay, we're bolted on, and that's as good as it's gonna get, I suppose. We're gonna put this guy back on. I already did the top one, but I'm gonna see if I can show you one-handed on how to put this guy back in there. All you're gonna do is you're just gonna rock it in until it's in this little channel, pull it back, and snap it in towards the back of the bracket like this. And that's ready to snap back into the door panel. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna secure the wiring harness back up to the door panel. All the little spots right here, I just kind of yanked it out. It just tapes back in. And then we're gonna put the motor back in place, I think. All right, we're all plugged in. Motor, I don't know what that is. That's probably for an option that I don't have, like the sunshades, because I have a signature. This goes to the door panel. Make sure you plug your door speaker in, half-ass tie all that wire back up. Now I need to go and remove all of these, because these are all for the door panel and they came off on the door. So I'm gonna yank those off and we're gonna put the door panel back on. Then we need to plug the door back in, see if we have a working motor. Now would be a good time to go ahead and plug the door in, as I already did. Put the grommet in right here, and then I pop this little guy off, and there's a plug inside of there. It's really, really simple. You see, you get these 4 things, pop them out, plug, unplug it. Well, in your case, you're gonna plug it back in. Plug the door panel in, make sure everything works. Puddle lights, door speaker works. I even rolled the window up and down a couple times. We have good function there. So now I'm gonna put the door panel back on. Let's just make sure you round up all your little clips. And we're gonna snap that guy back on, and we're gonna put 2 screws in it. Here we go. Door panel's in. Screw. Screw. I took that out. Didn't need to take that out. All right, I'm running on daylight, so I need to hurry. Make sure you put this panel on first if you took that off before you put the door panel on. Go ahead and reinstall your C-pillar trim, your kick panel trims. Make sure all this is buttoned up. We're gonna put this trim on next. But that's really the long and short of it. This is not an easy job. I wish I could be more descriptive, but it took me about 6 hours. So if you have any questions, by all means, comment. I'm always happy to answer questions. And take it easy.